My first two guests not only know how to live a great story, they know how to tell a great story, and they do it in an awesome way. In this new documentary I can't stop talking about, it's called Fat Tuesdays, the era of hip-hop and comedy. In it, Guy Torry and Jay Pharoah take fans back to one of the most legendary times in comic history, where Dave Chappelle, a young Tiffany Haddish, Steve Harvey, J.B. Smoove, Chris Tucker, among others, packed the seats of the legendary location, the Comedy Store on Sunset Strip.
It's 1995. There's so many funny people doing comedy in the hood, but there was no one there to see them. And I was like, okay, change that.
For the first time, I was able to do black humor.
That Tuesday was something very special to witness.
Yo, what's up?
Man, this was really our space.
People became stars.
Please welcome Guy Torry, the man who masterminded it all, and Jay Pharoah, the man Rolling Stone ranked as one of the greatest cast members of all time on SNL. Together, they executive produced the series. Guys, I cannot stop talking about this. I have been telling, I want my commission, because I have probably sold this harder than Prime Video has. Jay, listen, the LA Times called it inspirational. And it is that on every level.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt it is. It's just crazy how many stars came out of that room, and the fact that Guy Torry gave so many people an opportunity to voice, to be a comedian, to show their talent, and to get that exposure, and to tear up that room, because that's all you want to do, for real. You just want to you want to tear the house down. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's so true, Guy. I mean, first of all, congratulations on this series. As Jay pointed out, it follows the rise of nearly every, and when I tell y'all, every relevant comedian that you like right now has a connection to this story. What I also love, Guy, is almost every network show that has a comedian in it is traced back to this Fat Tuesday trend.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's definitely a pleasure to be here. I see, Jay, you wearing the jacket?
I know, Jay's got his Fat Tuesday jacket on. I hope mine is in the mail. Size medium, that'd be good.
It was an incredible night.
Good. Yeah, do you think?
It was an incredible night that came together that definitely was a divine order from above to allow me to have this platform for comedians. It's just, it had to be done. And I was young and naive and just wanted to, spread the love. And I didn't know all those years ago that I would be doing a story about it. I didn't know how important it was. I just wanted to showcase comedians. And it turned into this beautiful story. And I'm so glad it's been received very, very well.
It is. So listen, so backstory here. This was 1990s. This was right after the LA riots. And in it, you talk about that you were for the culture before the phrase for the culture came to be. So on one hand, Guy, you were doing it for the culture, but you also recognized to get Hollywood executives, to get white audiences to appreciate all these folks we love today, they needed to be in a location where they would come. And the Comedy Store was that location, which had not let a lot of these people. When Chappelle said he couldn't get booked at the Comedy Store, I couldn't believe it.
Right. And you know what it did, too, was at that time, L.A. was divided. It was divided, and America was divided. You had the Rodney King trial. You had the O.J. trial that divided America. You had the Michael Jackson trial that divided America. Had the Latasha Harkins situation that divided America. And L.A. needed to laugh. So this night became the night because the comedy club, the black comedy clubs in the hood, were being emptied because people were scared to come to South Central after what they saw in the Rodney King verdict. So I took the hood to Hollywood and went to the Comedy Store, and it helped all of us because the Comedy Store was kind of dying at that time. And so they needed us, we needed them, LA needed to laugh, and Hollywood needed their shelves stocked with black talent.
It was amazing. There was also, Jay, the synergy with hip-hop. So you had Tupac there, who was a regular. Snoop Dogg is featured in the documentary talking about it. Magic Johnson, Kobe. The line was stretched around the corner. Regina King in it. I don't want to give too much away because I do want y'all to watch it. Regina King is in it, and she said everybody wanted to be in L.A. in the 90s at that location. There was a synergy you explained so beautifully, Jay.
Well, yeah, just it was the place, like you're saying, it was the place to be for it was where you wanted to be. And when you see the multitude of celebrities that showed up, that just shows the impact and the power that the comedians had at that time to be able to bring those folks in there who had such high regard. You know what I mean? It was just the fact that it was the spot to be it's irrevocable. You can't take that away from the Comedy Store Fat Tuesdays, and then just it perpetuated Black comedy, yo. It's crazy. And I was a baby, you know what I'm saying? So I was a kid, so everybody who I grew up watching, I was inspired by. It's crazy that they all were just packed into this spot.
It's crazy. I wish I could have been there at the time.
You
know what? Tiffany Haddish, you talk about being a kid. Tiffany Haddish was a baby. She was underage trying to sneak in, as she tells, with a fake ID, so that with her aunt's ID, so that she could get a shot on stage. But coming up, as we mentioned, this was Guy's opportunity to give Black comedians love, but what happened the night? Bob Saget took the stage before an all or predominantly Black audience. One of Bob's last interviews is in this documentary. We'll show you a clip after the break.
My whole thing was I played funnytism, not favoritism. I didn't give a if you're gay, straight, male or female. You know, as long as you're funny, I made sure, you got a spot. But, this is taboo that women ain't funny. Women ain't funny.
We are back and we're having a straight conversation about what is funny and what is not. I can tell you this documentary about the hip-hop era colliding with this epic moment in the 90s that Guy Torry created is must-see TV. And Guy Torry is still with us. Jay Farrow also. Guy, that's you talking about the fact that Leslie Jones, Kim Whitley, and Flame Monroe all got their start at the Comedy Store. As you heard their audience, our artists heard there, you say it's funnytism, not favoritism.
Yeah, I mean, because, it's tough for women in this world, period, anyway. And especially in entertainment, especially in stand-up where it's a male-dominated field. And, a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of women to get on stage is quid pro quo. They got to, do something for stage time. And that's not how I was raised. And that's how I didn't want to run Fat Tuesdays. It's like, long as you're funny, and we were inclusive.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be, that stage that women can come perform and not feel like they have to compromise themselves.
Yeah, and that was such a powerful part of the story because we talk about, the Me Too era and all of these things, and female comedians are often left out of that dialogue, and they revealed some of the things that they were asked to do just to get stage time, and you rejected that and said, you're funny, you're going to have a safe space to be funny, and it was phenomenal. Jay, one of the best parts of the documentary, I've got a whole list, but the Bob Saget part. So here's the deal. The night had become so successful that they were basically keeping the Comedy Store doors open. And Bob Saget, who came by, said he wanted his shot. Full disclosure, Jay, the one and only time I've been to the Comedy Store, Bob Saget took me there about 5 years ago to the Comedy Store so that I could see his picture on the wall. I was like, okay, but he did that. But in the series, we have a clip of when Bob went on stage. Everyone knew him from Full House. They did not know he had been a raunchy comic in the past. Here's part of what Bob said.
He was killing. People were on the floor because it was such a shock to the system to see him kill like it was Def Jam, this white guy in this black show.
Holy, I did it for 6 months. It was just a bad night. I'd played for a lot of audiences, and I felt like this audience knows what's true. They're laughing at what's true.
They're laughing at what's true, Jay.
Yeah, that's one thing. Bob was never disingenuous, and he was. You wouldn't expect him. You wouldn't expect Danny Tanner to say the things that Danny Tanner said. But when he got on that stage, that was incongruity. It was perfect incongruity. That's like it's taking something that doesn't make sense and putting it in another space and everybody getting it. It's like Stewie from Family Guy. That's why it works, because it's like, yo, I don't expect this suburban white dude to be saying all of these explicative. I'm surprised. I didn't know what you were going to play on this show. I got a little nervous. I said, I hope you ain't playing none of the set.
No, I want to stay on TV. It was enough I had Guy in there cursing my team, bleeping him out all night long. So, no, this is a daytime show. I'd like to have 10 years like Fat Tuesday had.
No, Bob was very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Because, when he walked out there, people did know him from the show and never seen his stand-up. You got a room that's 99% black.
Yeah.
And black people already come to laugh, not to laugh. White people come to laugh, black people come not to laugh. So they're sitting there, and he comes out, and it's like you're talking to your pet. When you're talking to them, they turn their head like this. That's how they looked at Bob Saget, like, huh? But then when he opened his mouth and started his routine, it was explosion. They're like, oh, that's my man. So instant love.
It was the love. Well, I said that this series is so awesome, and it really helped the careers of so many people. Guy and Jay, I have a very special message from someone I enjoy. Take a look.
Hey, it's Kim Whitley, and I just want to say congratulations to Guy Torry for Fat Tuesdays finally getting done and a success on Amazon Prime. What a great docuseries telling our story. Thank you so much. And Tamron, hey girl, I heard that you love it. I am so excited you got to see it. Please, everyone, watch this documentary. Why is my head so big in this frame? But I love you, Guy. I'm so glad you're successful now. You can stop borrowing money. Love y'all.
I love it. You know what? It is so good. And I won't give away the ending, Jay and Guy, but Guy, at the end of the final third series, what a touching moment, giving love to Kim and so many other comedians in a way they weren't expecting.
Yeah.
It's a great way to button it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, sir, please. No, talk, please. It's you.
It was just a great ending to the story because so many of these comedians have helped, Fat Tuesdays, and Fat Tuesdays helping the Comedy Store. I just felt it was fitting to do what we did in the ending without giving it away.
Yeah.
But they deserved it. And so many more. There's so many more comedians who came through who deserve the same love that these comedians got at the end of this documentary, the end of this great story.
You ended it after 10 years. You were crying in the series about it. Jay, what is the best comedy club in America right now? I'm putting you on the spot.
Why would you ask me that? The best
Currently.
Look, man, if you put me on the spot, I've been to you know what? Hey, it's the Comedy Club. And look, what was the best? The Comedy Club. That's what it is. Shoot, I know about that.
That's like asking somebody who's your favorite parent, your mom or your dad, and they're standing right there. It's like,
okay, well, I was going to shoot my shot and see if he was going to take the bait. So he didn't. But, Jay, we'll be looking for you at any of the great comedy locations around America very soon. Guy, congratulations. What'd you say, Jay?
I was like, here's the best comedy club. Any place where I'm performing for the weekend, get your tickets. Because we bought that life. Hey, Guy, right?
that part.